Okay, hello everybody. How are you? Great to be here with you all. What is today? It is 31st of January, last day of January. Been a long month, hasn't it? I didn't know there was so many days in January. It really seems to me that it's dragged. But it's what, sorry, Jane? Yeah, there's so many months in January, isn't there, really? It's amazing. But here we are at the end, and thankfully, and obviously moving into February tomorrow. And it is a Friday as well. So for all of those of you that are working, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. We're certainly going to do our best to have one as well here. As far as Onpassive is concerned, nothing new, I'm afraid, OES-wise or anywhere else. As always, log into your account once a day just to make sure everything is any new news is there. As always, we will bring it to you if there is. But what I thought I'd do today is to open the floor a little bit in the chat area. I've had over the last few days, weeks, an awful lot of people reaching out to me with questions, with queries, etc. And rather than me try and bring something to the table, I thought I'd open it up to you guys today to do a bit of a Q&A maybe. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat area and I will do my best to answer them. There is a but to it, guys. And that but is obviously there's no point in asking me when are we going to start phase 2 because I really don't know. And also, guys, please keep it civil. All the rest of it, you know, I will do my best to answer the questions, obviously. But there's no point in asking me when are we going to launch and either slagging myself off or Ash Mufareh. It's not going to happen. So let's be civil about it. But if you have got anything or thoughts or questions or wanting me to go over anything, stick it in the chat area and I will do my very best to answer it for you. That's what I'm going to do today. Normally, as you know, I bring something to the table that might inspire you, that might help you, that might make you think a little bit more outside the box. But today, like I said, I'm letting you guys sort of steer the way and I will obviously give you my thoughts on them as well. And obviously, if that question is a good one, we'll expand it a little bit. So as John's just said, yes, folks, keep the questions and comments civil and positive, certainly. Like I said, I will do my very best to answer them if you have them. An awful lot of you have reached out to me with justifiable questions and asking me what my views are. Stick them in the chat. Thank you, Narelle. She says, I'm always inspiring you. Okay, from Zahari Zanel. Hi, Red. What do you do daily besides logging into your OES? Good question. What do I do on a daily basis? For a start, I keep myself very active. I think it's important to keep mind, body, and soul active in all sorts of reasons. I've said to you before, for me, I want to be in the best physical shape that I can be to experience being in a position of readiness, I suppose, for phase 2. And so I tend to fill my day with things that occupy me, things that are good for my mind, things are good for my body. And that's how I do my day. We are very lucky where we live here on the narrowboat that we're quite in the centre of Gloucester and we're in walking distance of the gym and coffee houses, etc. And so we use our time with that, walking the dogs, going to the gym, etc. So thank you for your questions on that. So some Yaranja Sahu says, Ash update, please. Okay, the only update I have as far as Ash is concerned is what we all saw on Marty's birthday webinar on Sunday. I know it's hard to believe, but that was 6 days ago, 5 days ago, in fact. Time moves on, doesn't it? And that's the only update I've got. Always we should look a little bit at him, see how he is, what his body language is, how's he looking. And from what we saw on Marty's on Sunday, he looks good, doesn't he? He's for instance, he's not overweight or underweight. He might have a few more grey hairs and a few bit less on top, but that's just natural progression. But as far as any other updates of the guy, I haven't got any. I don't know what he does from a personal level on a daily basis, but I do know that he works extremely hard for us and on our behalf. So that's the only updates that I can give you as far as our CEO is concerned. If you've got any more questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Brotherman, question, please. Doesn't it feel like by the time we bring our AI products to the market, AI might be obsolete, especially now with the coming of DeepSeek? Good question, actually, this is, Rudman. AI is a funny entity, isn't it? And you could argue that what we introduced as far as AI into our products and services 3-4 years ago, now it is probably a little outdated. Here's the button. This is just my opinion, by the way, here. Not that I know this or anything, but certainly as far as machine learning AI is concerned, that is always something that is going to keep up to date. It's not something that would become obsolete because it's learning on the go, I suppose. And when you have that type of technology, it becomes outdated when there is better versions, like DeepSeek, for instance. When that came along, it hit ChatGPT quite hard. Why? Because it uses completely different coding to how it works stuff out. It's more inter-reactal than ChatGPT is, and it tends to be a bit more fluid. That is progression. Our AI that we have integrated into our products and services, I think, are more in tune with machine learning rather than the one specific AI and expanding on that. So I don't really believe, and it is only my opinion, that the AI that is integrated into the products, and don't forget, I'm sure that that this progression and pause that we're in and moving forward, I'm sure that these products will be upgraded. Ash said always that they would continually upgrade the products, and part of that upgrade will be finding better, newer, faster AI to assist the products to make them better. Just my opinion. I might be completely wrong, but we'll have to wait and see. But a good question, that is. Let's have a look at some more. Thank you, Jean, for the nice comments about planning. We always do. Well, I certainly do. I've still got huge plans. I hope you guys have as well. Fatima's just said, I'm sure Ash has something up his sleeve. I am as well. It's one of the things that keeps me going. It certainly keeps me focused. It keeps me inspired to stay the course, to stay positive. I'm convinced that the logical reasoning behind where we are and how things are being done at the moment is because Ash really has got something up his sleeve as far as the way that he is going to release the second phase, not only just to us guys, but to everybody across the globe in a broad way. I said yesterday or the day before, I think it was, about DeepSeek and about how the impact and what it had on the market, especially NVIDIA wiped off billions overnight off their shares, over 400 billion, because of this introduction of a new AI intelligence, ChatGTP style. It's had more downloads than ChatGTP did in a month, in one day, and this is all because it wasn't expected. No one knew about it, and it was brought to the marketplace, and everybody went, wow. And I'm sure this is exactly the same scenario that our CEO Ash Mufareh has got, to try a bit of shocking as far as what he's going to bring to the market. I'm convinced of that as well, and I think that this is something that he's got, that he's trying to achieve, and of course put into the mix of the amount of leaks he had internally, externally for the business, and giving us information that he thought was going to be happening that didn't happen. And all of these scenarios combined have made him do what he's doing at the moment, to basically put a lid over the top of anything, not telling anybody anything, because that way he can get on doing what he wants to do behind the scenes without having any justification to hit times and targets. They can get it ready and all the rest of it. Let's have a look at some more. Gene just said, absolutely, Red. The minds that began his vision have got the genius creativity to adapt to the needs and changes. Absolutely. It's part and parcel, isn't it? Is adapting and changing. It not only, I'm sure that the products and services of Onpassive will adapt and probably have adapted and changed, but we also individually need to adapt and change to be able to be better versions of ourselves for the incoming phase 2 of Onpassive, but also to stay up to date and intact. It's a bit like, let's take the computer, for instance. Okay. My father is, he's 87. He'll be 88 in May. Now, he's always been tech savvy. I've told you the story when we had the hotel. In the early 90s, in fact, 1990, he was one of the first businesses in the UK to try and marry two computers together in a single place so that you could have the same information crossing from one to another. It took a company called Neptune Computers, or of all people, they're actually a German-based company. It took them 6 weeks to get two computers to talk to each other. And because he's always been up to date with technology, with computers and with mobile phones, etc., guess what? He's savvy. He knows what's going on. He's got a smartphone, he's got a computer, he's got a tablet, all the rest of the singing and dancings, and he has always adapted, changed, stayed up to date with it. If you do that, it becomes very easy and fluid. But how many people, older people, for instance, that that aren't tech savvy? We know firsthand through Onpassive the amount of people that struggled even to sign up for Onpassive because they weren't computer literate enough even to log in to a portal and pay the money. This is why we have to adapt, we have to change slightly, we have to keep up to date with everything that's going on so that we are in tune with what's going on there in the world. And I'm sure that our products and services within Onpassive are going to be exactly the same. And we are all going to benefit from these changes. But it's also important, like Gene said, that we change ourselves as well as things are going on. Fatima's just said Ash is always updating his knowledge and horizon. Yeah, if he's got changes, that's from Fatima. He always lets us know, doesn't he? That's for sure. Let's have a look, see if we've got any more questions. Let me go back to that a minute. I don't think what Diamond Mum has said is helpful, really. But obviously, you're allowed your thoughts. Hang on, let me get some more. Okay, let me just. There you go. I'm afraid I've had to remove Diamond Mummy because it's not helpful what she's saying, in all honesty. Pam Turner's just said Ash never ceases to surprise us. Yeah, absolutely, in a good way. Jean's just said, if we had just one product, I could understand the concerns about rapidly changing AIA, but we have loads. Yeah, I think it's a valid question, to be absolutely honest, though, about AI, because things do change, don't they? And it is a question that would probably come across someone's mind is, we've seen these products 2-3 years ago, and are they going to be up to speed and up to date when they get relaunched? I'm convinced that they are going to be revamped in some sort of way, and they are going to be tweaked, okay, and updated with the best sort of stuff. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Remember, these are just my opinions and ideas that I've got here. And I will give you my best to answer them as honestly as I can with what I know. Kiana McLaughlin's just said Ash is always open for new ideas from others. That is very true. I have been on small meetings with him before, where he has got a very few of us together to ask us our opinions on certain things and our ideas. If you remember as well, many a time he stayed on a long time, hasn't he, after webinars with his friends. This is his time that he likes to spend kicking back, I suppose, socializing. And he always likes to gauge, I suppose, new ideas from us in a positive way. If you remember, he's always got a pen and paper to hand, and he writes stuff down if he feels they're a good idea to take to his tech team to use as well. Jean's just said as well, those of us who remain engaged have a more solid understanding of the gift that this company is, a business that will enable us to bless our families and others. Absolutely. And of course, you know, a lot of people say seeing is believing, but I think certainly in Onpassive's case, it's almost the opposite. You know, I think we see things other people don't see. And I think this is also part of the frustration of others, that when they speak to us about how's that online thing going, you know, those sort of questions. And we say we struggle a little bit to explain to people why the wait is and why we're still here and why we're still positive about it, because we actually do see something that others don't see, because most people are very practical in their views of what they believe and what they see, whereas I certainly believe that we're all here for a reason. And my reason is I think I'm here to help you guys, obviously help myself, of course, but also in my way to help you guys as much as possible to maybe understand the business a bit better, maybe more in layman terms, the way that I break it down. Many people seem to like the way that I do it, to try and explain things. And for me, that's one of my reasons for why I am still very positive here in Onpassive, because I absolutely love doing what I do. Also, Sherry said we're also going to have other products besides digital. Absolutely, we are. There is other products and other services that won't be having any AI involved with them whatsoever. Remember, we know that down the line at some point we are going to have physical products and services as well that probably won't have AI involved. Jean says, sorry, I don't have questions, but I appreciate the chat discussion and shared thoughts. Not a problem. Fatima's also said, Ash did mention years ago that we will be constantly upgrading our products ahead of time. Yeah, absolutely, he did. What else have we got then? Amondo Bisignani said these questions are invaluable to corporate. It's great feedback. Thank you very much. You're absolutely welcome, my friend. It's good to hear that they are. Judy Turney Miller, you sent me a super sticker. Thank you so much for that. That's fantastic. Like I said, I do it because I love it. Let me just go back a bit so I can find it. Keep skipping a bit. Okay, I've got to where I was. Good. Let's move forward a bit. Manage Jacobs just said Ash is always looking for disrupted and valuable changes. Yep, he is. Remember, he's always said if there's a use for it, they will make it. Carlos Cows has said, I believe security is a priority for the company at this moment. Yeah, so do I, actually. I think that there's been an awful lot happened, and we've been a bit like a sieve, really, haven't we? And there's certainly a lot of shoring up that's been done to protect the business. Remember, the more protected the company is, the more secure it is. And I'm sure that is part and parcel at the moment. Jeans said as well, our CEO is a human being who happens to truly love people and wants to lift the lives of humans across the planet. This is a good thing. It is absolutely, and we're part of that. Sherry Dursworth just said the most important is in the world will be more loving and equal and peaceful, balancing the world in a better place. Absolutely. It's lacking at the moment, isn't it? I think you only have to walk down any street in any country around the globe and see how much people are divided nowadays rather than happy. The only country, and I mean this, the only country that I've been to where people seem to be much more family and orientated, much more civil, much more respectful and happy with where they are and what they're doing was Spain. Not necessarily in the tourist areas, but certainly inland. Everybody used to say good morning to you, whether they knew you or not. If you walk in a restaurant in any place where I lived in Spain, they used to say a thing called buen provecho, which means good eating, and it is a compliment to everybody to eat well. You don't get that anywhere else, do you? Jeans just said, Manab, exactly. He has his finger on his pulse of humanity. There you go. Lovely. Fatima's just said Onpassive is printed in her DNA, and mine. It is. It's something that keeps me awake at night. That's for sure. Let's just scroll back up again a minute. Thank you, Fatima. I enjoy your style of presentation. That's very kind of you. And Dean Campbell says your positivity means the world to us. I do my very best, my friend. Jeans just said, Pam, I can't imagine not staying glued in. Too important of a mission to miss it. Who else have we got there? Melanie Marcian or Macano. I can't, you know something that your surname, I have no idea how to pronounce it. Patience is a virtue and virtue is grace. It's worth the wait. It certainly will be. We'll take one more question, seeing as we're coming up to the half-hour point. Pam says, Jean, yes, I have. I'm the same who still ask. I send them links to the live. It's that easy. Yeah, it's a really good way then. If you have people that still ask, send them my lives, send them Marty's lives, send them anyone's, and they will certainly get the picture that we're still here, we're still positive, we're still engaged, and we are still pushing forwards with it as well. What else have we got? We'll do one more question and then we'll call it a day. Kiana says we are going to have an environmental impact also. Yeah, I hope we certainly do. I'd like to think that we do. Again, it's something we see on a daily basis, isn't it? Of the lack of empathy to our environment that so many people have. We live in a very big student area here, and it makes me laugh when certain parts of society blame my age group and a little bit younger on wrecking the planet. It's you lot. You've wrecked the planet for us. We don't care. You don't care for the planet. And, I was brought up on returning the pop bottle to the lorry, getting milk in glass and buying sweets in paper bags, all these sort of things. And I walk around where we are in the docks and I see the youth of today just chucking stuff on the floor, can't be asked to put it in a bin. And I'm thinking, we're not the problem. You guys are the problem because you've got absolutely zero respect for the environment you live in. Anyway, there you go. Thanks, Roy, for the kind words. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave it there for today. I hope it's been of help to you. I am planning on doing this on a Friday on a regular basis. Okay, so if you've got any questions or just want to have a quick chat about something or pick my brains, that's absolutely fine. As long as it's not any negativity towards our CEO or myself or the company, you're good to go. If you've got a genuine question, like Brotherman did, fantastic question about AI and incorporated into our products and services, bring it on. And I will try and answer it openly and honestly. But if you're here just to slag people off, ain't going to be happening. Last one then from Jean. Teaching environmental things is important to me too, Red. Leaving things better than we found them before, cleaning up our trash, returning our shopping carts, etc. is all good. As they say on the beach, the only thing you should leave on a beach is footprints. There you go. On that note, guys, I'll leave it there. And we will see you all on Monday Fun Day. Okay, James and I will be back round. And we'll bring a bit of humour to start our week in Onpassive. That's it from me. Bye for now.